Hello YouTube, this is AndrewTheRed. So I'm going to take a look at 7 Days to Die here. I have made a previous video on this, but that was a while ago, and that was Alpha 6. Now this is Alpha 10, and there's been some good changes made to the game. So I'm playing on a server right now. It is a PvP server, and you can play on both PvE, which means you just fight the zombies and you're not supposed to fight each other, other players, or you can play on PvP servers where you fight other players. I am on a PvP server, and this is the building I've constructed in the middle of the lake here, which is a little tricky to start out, and starts with a flooded basement, but eventually you can unflood the basement and build a structure like this. So I'm going to show you that. I'll start with by showing you that house, and we'll go from there. I'm not quite finished building it yet. There is some windows and stuff at the top I want to finish, but and you notice I've got a tree growing on the roof. But anyways, here's the door to start out. It's a metal door that you can actually upgrade with a wrench. And then you can build wood doors as well. But anyways, it keeps zombies out, although zombies can destroy it eventually. But it also keeps players out. So here's the house. I've got like a kitchen area here. These fridges you can pick up from the world. You can just use a mining pick like this right here, and you can break a fridge, and then it becomes a block just like Minecraft, and then you can put it wherever you want. And these fridges in 24 hours or based on whatever the server sets will generate loot for you. So it'll water will appear in there, canned food. Same with these cupboards. These cupboards you can actually build. These coolers also you can find, and you can also build them. I believe it's a custom recipe though to build the coolers, but they also will generate loot in 24 hours. Here's of course some campfires. There's a floating one because you're allowed to do that, even though it doesn't quite work with physics, but oh well. And what I've got set up here is this is a cooking area. I've got biofuel being made here. This is a new thing in Alpha 10. You can use biofuel to make gasoline, and I'll show you that recipe. There it is there. So this is biofuel, 3 of them, and this is alcohol, 6 alcohol, and you can make alcohol from corn. What you do is you take 2 corn, and you do this to make cornmeal, and then you take that with water in a campfire and a beaker, which is this thing, and you can make alcohol. And then 6 alcohol and 3 biofuel will make gasoline. Gasoline, of course, you can use for augers, which are really good mining tools. They're basically big drills. And also chainsaws you can use gasoline with, like this. Gasoline is fairly important. If you're lucky to run around and loot a gas station that has oil barrels, then gas doesn't become as scarce, because 1 oil barrel will give you 6 cans of gas. And I have a lot of oil barrels. I think I've got 20. I've got 10 in this storage, and I've got 10 somewhere else as well. So I've got lots of gas. But in any case, how you make the biofuel is with a new item called animal fat. Animal fat you get off of animals like deer, like pigs, and I guess the rabbits don't drop them. Not enough fat on the rabbit. But also the bloated zombies, they will drop fat as well. And then what you can do is you cook the fat just in a pot, and you make tallow, which is this, and then you can make the tallow into biofuel. It just takes a long time. It's well, I guess it's almost what, 2.5 minutes per tallow to get the biofuel. So it does take a long time. Another little tip, you can water only will stack every 15. So what you do is you get some empty jars, you find them, or you can also make them if you make a mold out of them with clay, and you can use a forge, which I'll show you that later. But what you do is you can fill this up with a pot here and some fuel. You can fill up this with murky water to make water, and keep filling this, and essentially this becomes your storage, because you can only take 15 at a time, and each of your inventory spaces in your backpack or in your chest only will hold 15. But this little space here, which is the output of this process of purifying water, this I think can hold 300. So what you should do in your base is have a little campfire that's devoted only to purifying water, and just keep filling it up and keep filling this up in here, and then whenever you need water you can just pull out 15. But for now though, you can keep this stacking to 300. So that's a good way of stockpiling water. And then as another campfire you can use for cooking, the cooking grill, so you can grill meat. You can make bacon and eggs, which I usually do. So there's some rabbit, so I can make some grilled rabbit, which I will do. So you can use a cooking grill for that, and another campfire with a pot for anything else you might want to do, because your other campfire is being used by the water storage. And then you want to have a chest, of course, to store all your food stuff. So you got your venison stew, which is really good. There's some alcohol there, some other random stuff. Another change is that you can now grow coffee beans. I'll show you that later. On the roof I have on my farming. You can pick up file cabinets and put them here, and they will generate loot. Over here I also have another beaker and some random stuff. Here's the forge. The forge is the same as it always used to be. One little thing that you can do, which is a cheat, but it'll get fixed eventually, is what you can do is iron is fairly easy to find. Actually, lead's probably the most worthless right now. Bronze, you can't mine bronze, so brass. So brass is still somewhat useful. Iron you have to go and find. Lead is just so much of it that lead is worthless almost. What you can do is you can use a lead mold, put a lead bar in here, and then if you want tungsten, which is very hard to find, all you can get with tungsten is trophies. You can loot trophies. Let me find them here. Oh, I know. I got them stored somewhere else. You can loot trophies that are tungsten, or you can go way down. I don't know how deep, but pretty deep to actually find tungsten ore. The other thing you can do to get tungsten is to use a lead mold, put in a lead bar, then pull out the mold, put in the tungsten mold, and it will give you a free tungsten bar. Maybe I'll show you. I'll do that just to show you. So I think I have a tungsten mold here somewhere. Here it is. So what you do is you do this. This is a cheat, but it's pretty hard to find tungsten otherwise. And you need 2 tungsten to make, which is a change. Okay, so you switch them like this, and then there you get a tungsten. So I just essentially converted. I've used the Philosopher's Stone, and I've converted iron into tungsten. So that's how you do that. Anyways, you do need tungsten now to make. You need 2 tungsten to make an auger. So here's an auger. I think this may be a custom recipe, but I'm not sure. Meaning that the server has to accept the recipe. I don't think it's with vanilla 7 days, the vanilla game. But here's how you make an auger, and these 2 down here are tungsten bars, and then these are iron. An air filter you get from a car, and then the gasoline can and the grass. And then here's a chainsaw. Same kind of thing, only the tungsten is over here. And here's some random furniture I found. You can also make this stuff. You can make leather couches and all that. So of course leather you get from animals, so you can make this stuff and put it in your house. And a couple desks and some chairs I found. Here's the basement. I have a couple chairs I found. This is new for Alpha 10, these storage containers. So all you do to make them is they're just wood and then something. So stone for storage, there's ammo, there's explosives, there's gunpowder in the middle. I am not sure if these will generate loot after 24 hours, but I'm hoping they do, so I built a bunch of them. These are actually very similar to the crates that are dropped by the planes. There's planes that go by based on the server settings, which sometimes is every 3 days, sometimes it's every day at a time. And the airplanes will drop loot, and there'll be orange flares that you'll see, and then you can go out and loot those crates, and those crates have random stuff in them. Here's the second floor, which I haven't done much with right now. Just got a bed and all that. And of course, this old bed here These bedding items, these actually save your save a spot for you. If you die, you respawn here. But for some reason, the old beds like this do not work yet. They don't give you a save spot. The sleeping bags will, and a mattress will. You can find just mattresses, or you can find these beds with the iron bed and the mattress in it. But for some reason, these ones do not save it, but the sleeping bags will. I got some windows here, and I'll show you the roof. So here's the roof. I've got a whole bunch of stuff growing. Corn is a little bit different now. Before,